wondering why there's an empty space here on the leather sofa here in the Scrum 5 Rugby Club. Why? Well, we've only got invited the main man. Would you please welcome the Wales coach, Warren Gatland? Look at that, ladies and gentlemen, there is the Six Nations trophy, eh? Warren, great to have you on the programme. Welcome to Scrum 5. Really, really good to see you. Has it sunk in yet?
Yeah, it has, actually. The boys were in Swansea this afternoon having a couple of, or carrying on from last night, so...
Having a couple of carrying on from...
Yeah, they're enjoying themselves, so yeah, no, it was... fantastic occasion, great night last night, and yeah, very special. And
I hear that you've had congratulation messages from the Prince of Wales and the Prime Minister. Doesn't get much better than that, does it, really? Yeah,
I think it sort of sums up the victory and the way the boys played and what it means to the Welsh people, which, you know, I'm very proud of the achievement and what the guys did yesterday. It was fantastic.
Well, we are delighted, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome back Justin Marshall, a firm favourite here on Scrum 5. Before we talk about what you thought of the Six Nations, what the hell are you wearing around your neck?
Wow. To be fair, early on in the show, you've already made me wriggle in my seat, which I'm not that pleased about. But I did say the last time I was on this great show that I made a prediction, and the prediction didn't come true, that I would wear this all-black choker. So I'm a man of my word. I've done it now, and it's for all those Scrum fans out there that in the last 6 months that have said, whenever I've been anywhere, "All right, Marshall, when are you going to wear that choker on Scrum 5 then?" So here I am, and it's done.
Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, a man of his word, Justin Marshall, terrific. Fair play to you. OK, let's get back to the Six Nations. You saw the beginning of the tournament in New Zealand. What have you made of Wales's dramatic turnaround under this man?
Well, if from a neutral's perspective, I guess, and sort of looking at it as a whole, I remember sitting here like sort of 3, 4, 5 months ago after the World Cup, and we were saying one thing, you know, there's a great amount of talent here, there's a superb squad of players. Why are we sitting here with them being bowed out of the World Cup? And nobody could recognise that. Now, this man's come in and he's brought some people with him, but he's brought something that has made that same group of players, because let's face it, it hasn't been a great personnel change, but there's been a remarkable turnaround, and I think we all saw it, and we were all really frustrated 3 or 4 months ago, but now the results show what a good side that was and what a great side they can be.
OK, boys, we'll talk more. Justin, how good could this side become?
Well, I think they can be very good. I mentioned the word great before, and I don't mention that very lightly, believe me, but you know, what they've got to do is learn from, you know, what they achieved in the Six Nations, not to get too far ahead of themselves, and I know that this man will be making sure that doesn't happen, because there's some tough challenges ahead. Good old Southern Hemisphere is beckoning. I couldn't help myself, I have to get it in, but it is. And, you know, I can't help myself, I'm going to have to say it, all right?
Yeah.
And I hope nobody takes offence, but I think Wales have been absolutely outstanding in the Six Nations, but in general, I think the Six Nations, the standard and the quality's been below par. It's been quite poor, and I think I think it'll be a real true test for the team to go away in the summer and then even the autumn with the teams arriving here. But the signs are so good, and I'm so pleased for everybody involved in Welsh rugby, because it's really uplifting to see, you know, such passion now.
Justin, you've toured South Africa. You know how difficult it is, and take on the Springboks. That's the next level for Warren Gatland's Wales.
It is the next level, but I think you know, South Africa are in a slightly difficult situation, a little bit like the one that I feel that England and Ireland are in at the moment. You know, they got coaches that are under pressure, those two sides, and South Africa got a new coach coming in. I see they're selecting players from outside of South Africa that are playing here in Europe. John Smith's been named captain, I believe. So, if no one knows that, that's news. You heard it here first. And if I'm wrong, I'm not wearing a choker when I come back on either. So, he's right. You know, they've got some momentum. So Wales are actually in a really good state of mind and frame of mind to go into South Africa and be really positive. And they've got a good squad, and they've got some direction from here. Whereas South Africa might be feeling their feet a little bit. So, you know, I think that's a real bonus for them heading over there, because otherwise you tend to head into there under a bit of pressure.
OK, fellas, for the moment, thank you very much indeed. Justin, many rugby fans now are looking forward to the British Lions tour to South Africa. And a lot of people are talking about which players who would get into a British Lions squad. And many people are also talking about who would coach the British and Irish Lions as well.
You asking me this question?
I am indeed, yes. But Sean Edwards would be a possible man for that job, along with this man here as well. Who would you go for?
Yeah, just on the brief, you haven't got your Welsh accent as good as me too, by the way. But you'll learn, you're getting there. It's a tough one.
I've been watching Gavin and Stacey. You didn't even know what I was.
Missing out there, I am missing out. But you know, obviously, you know, with the success so far, and you know, it's hard when Warren's sitting here, but the success he's had not only in these shores in Ireland and in New Zealand, you know, is testament to how good he is at his job. And in you know, in a couple of years' time, when the Lions squad is announced, I would guess if Wales continues their momentum, they're going to probably have quite a good contingent in that Lions squad. And who better to direct them than people that know them really well? So I guess those permutations have to come into it as well. But you know, I tread really carefully. You know, I've found, and no disrespect, since being in this country, you can get ahead of yourself a little bit too much, and I feel that.
No,
what do you want?
You are. This is an emotional country. This is an emotional country. I think, you know, we just need to. You know, maintain the focus, and I think he's doing a good job at that, and not look too far ahead. You know, there's the summer.
You haven't mentioned the name yet, have you?
No, it's fence sitting for sure.
Justin, you know him obviously very well, from down at the Ospreys.
I do, yeah, and Warren was talking earlier about milestones. A real milestone for me is seeing Shane in a dinner suit. Absolutely outstanding. Funny looking little man in a dinner suit, isn't he? But I must admit, arriving with the Ospreys and not having been in a team, you know, with Shane and only played against him on a limited scale, the one thing I really noticed about him, and this is not something that I say really lightly again, he is the best player by a long shot I've ever seen on his feet. And, you know, I've seen some good players in New Zealand, but in terms of being able to beat a man and being so quick and agile, he is absolutely the best player I've ever seen. And,
that's some accolade. Let's get some more questions from our audience then. Over to Rick at the bar.
Thank you, Jason. Right, no messing about. We've got a rather cheeky question from Big Dan here for Warren.
If you were coaching the Ospreys, who would you pick next week against Saracens? Justin Marshall or Mike Phillips?
Oh, yeah. I actually thought Shane Williams played pretty well at that. For 10 minutes against Ireland, I thought he was brilliant at the scrum half. So I think Lynn Jones can make that decision. I don't.
Well done. Well handled. Brilliantly.